Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Is this thing working? Alright, looks like it's all live and ready. Hello. Nama saya Kita. Yeah, I am a PNGtuber traveler. Wanted to learn a little bit more about the world, and gonna start with Indonesia, just because I watch a lot of Indonesian VTubers as well, like the Niji Sanji and the Hollow Lives. So we're just gonna learn a little bit more of Bahasa Indonesia using Duolingo. But first, instead of going right into it, I'm just gonna watch a couple of videos and get a better sense of what Indonesia is like. So I'm just gonna pause this here, the music, and then here we go. Start off with geography now. Usually does a pretty good job of breaking down a lot of countries, cultures, and things like that, important details, in a pretty solid under 20 minutes. So yeah, let's take a listen.
Hey everybody, so if you don't know anything about Indonesia, basically all you have to know is that it's kind of like the Hawaii of the Muslim world, but it's like huge. It's like the biggest state, and with orangutans. And that's it, just no punchline. Let's just go to the intro song.
Orangutans, huh?
It's time to learn geography
now! Hey everybody, I'm your host Barbie. So as some of you know, I've been to Indonesia one time on one island for like 3 hours. I ate one dish, so basically I'm like the Indonesia expert, right? Well, if not, I'm kind of like the only guy on YouTube doing full profile videos like this. So for now, you'll just have to kind of deal with me for like the next 12 or so minutes. Woohoo! Default!
Default.
Alright, so again, if you don't know anything about Indonesia, it's basically like if the Middle East and South Asia had an incredibly colorful, loud, somewhat explosive set of babies. Like thousands of them. Okay, that doesn't really help. First of all, Indonesia is the world's largest archipelago nation, located right where the Indian Ocean meets the Pacific Ocean on the...
So just right there, that's something I did learn, is that it is very, a lot of cultures, a lot of religions and things all kind of melding together and living with each other.
Incredibly clustered set of islands making 6 countries known commonly as Nusantara or the Malay Archipelago. Indonesian Archipelago. Sure, whatever makes you happy. Indonesia actually has land borders with 3 of these countries, East Timor, Papua New Guinea, and Malaysia, on the biggest island, Borneo or Kalimantan, which is one of the world's only 2 triple split nation islands, the other one being Cyprus. Although technically if you include the UN buffer zone, it's kind of like 4 entities, but the UN isn't a country, whatever, just watch the Cyprus episode. The country is divided into 34 provinces, 5 of which have special administrative statuses, with the capital and most populous city, Jakarta, located on Java, the world's most populous island with nearly half of the entire population of Indonesia in it. The largest cities after Jakarta are Surabaya and Bandung, both located on Java Island, and Medan, located on Sumatra. Jakarta Soekarno-Hatta International, Bali's Ngurah Rai International in Denpasar, and Surabaya's Juanda International. Now here's where things get a little speculative. Today, there are still arguments claimed as to exactly how many islands Indonesia has. The National Coordinating Agency for Surveying and Mapping says Indonesia has about 13,500. The National Institute of Aeronautics and Space Agency says that it has about 18,300, whereas the Indonesian government claims about 17,500. But wherever the point is, there's a lot of them. Over 8,000.
And that's kind of the deal with a lot of island nations, from what I've read about, is there's a lot of disputing over small little islands and just how many of them there are.
1,800 have names, and over 900 of them are permanently inhabited. You would think they are the country with the most islands, but surprisingly, Finland and Canada beat them. But a lot of their islands are kind of like boop-a-doop, little islands in the lakes, so does it really count? I guess. Now let's talk about the 5 special administrative provinces. They are Aceh, Yogyakarta, West Papua, and the capital Jakarta. Now, no surprise, the capital Jakarta acts as its own political entity. Lots of countries do that. But what about the others? First, Aceh. Aceh is kind of like the black sheep of Indonesia. It's the only province in which Sharia law is fully implemented. Also, they kind of have like a ton of oil, so yeah, they've kind of asserted a very independent ideology that sets them apart as autonomous from the rest of Indonesia. Then you have Yogyakarta, which is the only region that is still governed by a pre-colonial monarchy, the Sultan of Yogyakarta, who acts as a hereditary governor. Otherwise, we get the 2 Papuas, which collectively used to be the province called Irian Jaya, but then in 2003 they got split into 2. Basically, this is the place that has the least in common with the rest of Indonesia. It has a culture and background closer to their cousins across the border in Papua New Guinea. So then why is this part of Indonesia? Well, long story short, Indonesia was basically like, well, now that we have our full sovereignty, we get everything that the Dutch colonized. But the people of Papua were not too happy, so then Indonesia was like, all right, we'll give you a vote to stay or leave. However, we would strongly implore you to make the right decision. So they voted to stay in. A lot of people complained. There's still some current opposition, and to this day, the area has a relatively high level of autonomy, and the government kind of just leaves them alone, except for when it comes to mining for resources. Oh, and the South Maluku area also kind of has like an independence dispute thing kind of going on, but the major opponents to the Indonesian government are primarily based in the Netherlands. Then you have the strange Riau Islands, which look like they should belong to Malaysia, but they don't, even though they have a strong Malay-derived culture. Then you have the Ambalat Sea Block, which has a ton of oil that both they and Malaysia argue over. So that essentially covers most of the administrative divisions of Indonesia. Some of the most notable spots of interest in Indonesia might include the National Monument and Museum, Royal Keraton na Yogyakarta Palace, Ratu Boko, the Magelang and chicken-shaped churches, Borobudur, disputed to be the largest Buddhist temple in the world, Maimun Palace, the Taman Sari Underground Mosque, the Equator Monument, the Pura Ulun Danu Bratan Lake Temples. Yeah, try to say that 5 times fast. Pura Ulun Danu the Batan Lake. The Millennium Bridge, the Sacred Monkey Temple, the Hellmouth or Elephant Cave, the 7
Pura Ulun Danu Bratan. Pura Ulun Danu Bratan Lake. Pura Ulun Danu Bratan Lake. Pura Ulun Danu Bratan Lake.
the Batan Lake, the Millennium Bridge, the Sacred Monkey Temple, the Hellmouth or Elephant Cave, the 7-story pagoda of Cebu, the smoked mummy villages of Aikim and Jiwika in Papua. Or if you're lazy, you can just go to the Taman Mini Indonesia Indah Park, which kind of has like a bunch of replicas of all the famed sites in Indonesia. Oh, and keep in mind, there's Dutch colonial style buildings all over, too many ancient temples and pagodas to list. And no matter how many buildings and landmarks are built, they will never compare to what Mother Nature has done. Which brings us to... Indonesia's land is like that one ex we all had back in our 20s that we trusted a stupid friend to hook us up with. Super attractive, but almost killed you a few times. Indonesia lies on what is labeled as the prehistoric continental shelf known as Sundaland, which during the Ice Age times pretty much connected all of the islands together before the Wallace Line until the ice melted and filled in the gaps. Now this is where things get incredibly messed up. Not only is Indonesia right in the worst part of the Ring of Fire, but the country is basically smashed between 3 converging major continental plates. The Eurasian, the Pacific, and the Australian plates, with dozens of minor plates and rifts like the Sunda, Timor, Banda, Molucca, and so on. This in return gives Indonesia over 400 volcanoes, disputably more than any in the world, with over 150 active ones, making it the most volcanically active country in the world as well. This means on a daily basis, Indonesia experiences on average about 4 earthquakes a day, ranging anywhere between the small, timid 3 to a noticeable 6 on the Richter scale. And you never know where or when they will happen. Impressive. Nonetheless, volcanoes can be a good thing, especially when concentrated close to the equator, as the warmer, humid climate allows moisture and minerals to coalesce, creating some of the most fertile land on the planet. This is why places like Hawaii and Iceland are so radically different despite both being volcanic islands. In the end, Indonesia got blessed with a flourishing abundance of flora and fauna, the second highest concentration in the world after Brazil, many of which being endemic species like the Rafflesia arnoldi and the Titan arum, the largest flowers in the world, which each
The corpse plants smell like rotting corpses,
smell like rotting corpses. And at over 180, they also have the highest concentration of mammals out of anywhere in the world. Nonetheless, the national animal is actually a reptile, the largest in the world at 3 meters long, the famous Komodo dragon, which you can find a bunch of on Komodo Island, which is where they get their name from. And they can kill people. Just a heads up. And the surprisingly not national animal, even though everybody knows and loves them, the only great ape in Asia, orangutans, are only found on this archipelago as well. By the way, they look docile and quiet, but orangutans can rip off your arm if you anger them. so don't. Otherwise, the largest mountain, Puncak Jaya, is located in the east in Papua. The longest river, the Kapuas, flows on Kalimantan, or Borneo Island, starting in the east, emptying into the South China Sea. The largest lake, as well as the largest volcanic lake in the world, Lake Toba, can be found on Sumatra. This is also the site of the largest speculated volcanic explosive eruption on Earth that essentially created a worldwide volcanic winter. The eruption was so big that you can literally observe ashes from the explosion that went as far as Malawi in East Africa. Remember guys, Mother Nature is beautiful, but if she wants, she can kill you. Close to Puncak Jaya is Grasberg, the largest gold and copper mine in the world. And on Mount Ijen on Java, which spews out blue lava, all over you can find intrepid sulfur miners that literally go into the base of the volcanic craters, risking health just to get raw sulfur ores. Otherwise, you have other...
Yeah, I remember seeing a video about that. It's nuts. It's the only job they can, well, not the only job they can get, but it's the most lucrative job they can get, which is nuts. You're putting your life on the line like that, and probably have some serious harmful effects afterwards.
Anomalies like the Sidorajo mud volcanoes, the three-colored lake Kelimutu in Flores, and the Kakaban Island jellyfish lake. Too many strange places. To this day, Indonesia is the #1 producer of palm oil, cloves, cinnamon, nutmeg, coconut, and vanilla. Some national dishes might include things like rendang, satay, or satay, gado-gado, lontong, ketupat, papeda, ikan bakar, pempek, tumpeng, lemang, and the national dish nasi goreng, which basically just means fried rice, which has no exact recipe. You can mix it up and kind of do whatever you want to it. Oh, and keep in mind, Malaysia might argue that some of these dishes belong to them, but that's a whole other story tied in with history and culture. We got time. Why not talk about it? Now, there's a lot of curious mysteries when it comes to Indonesia's people. Like, how did they become predominantly Muslim? Or what's the whole deal with them in Malaysia? Or wait, this guy is considered an Indonesian? What? First of all, the country has about 263 million people, making it the 4th most populous country in the world, with the largest population of Muslims as well. Now, here's the thing. In a sense, yes, 95% of the population is considered native Indonesian, but that's an incredibly broad term considering that Indonesia has about 300 different ethno-linguistic groups split up across all the island regions of the country. If you look at a map with the actual ethnic group breakdown, it kind of looks something like this. Nonetheless, the two largest parent ethnic groups are the Javanese that make up about 40%, the Sundanese that make up about 15%. Otherwise, the rest of the population is primarily made up of smaller groups and tribes that have only around 2 to 3% each, like the Batak, the Sula.
That's actually like a huge population, even though it's like 2 or 3% to make for an overall 38%. It's pretty nuts.
Sulawesi, the Balinese, Minangkabau, Betawi, Papuan, Dayak, and so on. Finally, about 5% are non-indigenous Indonesians like Chinese, Arabs, Indians, and even a few Europeans. They also use the Indonesian rupiah as their currency, they use the Type-C plug outlet, and they drive on the left side of the road. And here's where things get a little confusing. Culture and language. The one thing that kind of unites all Indonesians is that they share the national language Bahasa Indonesia, which means the Indonesian language. However, Bahasa Indonesia is actually kind of like a lingua franca to many of the people, as Indonesia is the world's largest trilingual country. In addition to Bahasa Indonesia, most people speak their own mother tongue as well as English. Yep, English. They caught on quick when they realized it was the money language. The funny thing is, even though the Javanese make up the largest people group, the Javanese language is not an official language. Technically, it could have been, but then that would have favored one people group over all the others, which would have caused tension, so they kind of had to choose like a neutral default. Plus, Javanese is like really hard to learn, and the original writing system, although very beautiful, is incredibly difficult to write. Nonetheless, at nearly 100 million speakers, this makes Javanese the largest non-official minority language in the world. And that's why the Bahasa Indonesia language is so strange. It's not even technically indigenous to Indonesia, but more Malay-derived. To this day, people who speak Bahasa Indonesia can understand somewhere around 60 to 70% of what their neighbors are saying in Malaysia. The biggest difference, though, would be the loan words, as Indonesia took quite a bit of influence from the Dutch back in colonial times. For example, kantor versus kantor, doctor versus dokter, mantel, mantel, oma, opa, wortel, wortel. Speaking of the Dutch, quick history lesson. Hindu kingdoms, Buddhist kingdoms, Islamic kingdoms. The Portuguese come in quickly, but then the Dutch flock in. Japan comes in for a couple of years and decimates a huge chunk of the population. Independence, Republic, the Suharto years. Controversial incidents and fights with ethnic Chinese, Timorese, and Papuan peoples. Suharto falls, Reformation period begins, and here we are today. In Indonesia, all citizens are required to register under one of 6 recognized religion categories: Islam, Protestant, Catholic, Hindu, Buddhist, and Confucianism. If you don't identify with either, then Sorry. Prior to Islam entering around the 13th century, Indonesia was actually primarily Hindu and Buddhist. It's disputed on how exactly Indonesia became prevalently Muslim. Some people will say that it's because of the Arab traders that came by in the early first millennium. Others will say that maybe it had to do with the Malacca Sultanate conquest that fought against the Hindu and Buddhist kingdoms. And the truth is, both might be right. Inevitably, Bali became like the last sort of haven for whatever Hindus were left. The eastern Nusa Tenggara region and the Papuas remained predominantly Christian as the Dutch and Portuguese shared the gospel. Islamic culture in Indonesia is a little different from what it looks like in the Middle East. For one, most mosques don't have the typical dome structure, and actually many of them resemble Hindu temples, like the Demak Great Mosque. When a family member dies, their relatives might often come together and pray for a whole week, and then again on the 40th day, and then on the year anniversary, and then on the 500th day, and so on. Also, the night before Eid al-Fitr, the youth might gather and go around neighborhoods reciting the takbir. Those are some things you don't really typically find in the Middle East. Clothing modesty customs are pretty loose. Not all Muslim women wear hijabs, however, the ones that do might also complement it with Western clothing, like branded t-shirts with skin-tight sleeves and jeans. When I was in Indonesia, I saw a hijab-wearing woman with short sleeves and capri pants exposing her calves. I was like, can they do that? Now, in terms of culture, again, it depends on where you are, and many indigenous peoples still follow ancient traditions. Everything from the Minangkabau candle dance to the gamelan players of Yogyakarta, Wayang Javanese shadow puppetry, Balinese festivals, Sumatran pencaksilat martial art tournaments, Kenya motif paintings of the Kalimantan tribes, the deadly pasola game played by.
So, random note, I remember in high school finding this flash fighting game called Pencaksilat, which didn't know at the time was an actual kind of martial arts. I just thought it was just a, random made up kind of word. It was kind of when, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon and all that stuff were blowing up. So thought it was just kind of a made up thing. Trying to capitalize on that. Wasn't until a lot later that I found out that it's an actual, that it's a real thing.
Sumba peoples, Karabeng cow racing on Madura Island, the strange burial traditions of the Toraja people, and everywhere you can find those pointy longhouses. Otherwise, some notable people of Indonesian descent might include people like the first president Sukarno, Gadamaja, R.A. Kartini, B.J. Habibie, Iko Uwais, Yayan Nuruhian, Sesep Arif Rahman, Agnes Monica, Iwan Fals, Anggun, Megawati Sukarno Putri, the Hartono brothers, and YouTubers Brian Emanuel and Raditya Dika. Now, it's so hard to cover Indonesia's culture because there's so many different people groups, each with their own cultures. It's insanely colorful and rich. I wish we could cover more, but we gotta move on to some diplomatics, shall we? Okay, so Indonesia is basically like the kingpin of Southeast Asia with the largest population and economy, as well as being a member of the G20. Therefore, they know how to manage relations. First of all, the rest of the Muslim nations in the Middle East generally get along with Indonesia as they see them as kind of like their strange Asian cousins. Indonesians make up the largest group of pilgrims for the Hajj in Mecca. However, there has been some controversy with Saudi Arabia in regards to migrant worker abuse and death sentences. Since then, Indonesia dramatically decreased its expat programs. The US, the Netherlands, and Australia are kind of like their biggest non-Asian supporters. In addition to trade and business, the US played a huge role in Indonesia's independence, and they worked closely during Cold War times. The Netherlands still holds close ties to Indonesia despite post-colonial bitterness. Plus, tons of Indonesians live in the Netherlands. To this day, they have the second largest population of Indonesians outside of Indonesia after Malaysia at nearly 2 million. Australia gives some of the most aid to Indonesia, especially after catastrophe incidents. And even though there are some controversies involving immigration and attacks on Australians abroad, they still share close ties generally. Now, Indonesia and Malaysia are kind of like the Colombia and Venezuela of Southeast Asia. They're like the twins separated at birth and have a strange love-hate relationship. Malays accuse Indonesians of stealing their culture and language. Indonesians accuse them of not being grateful for all their help during war times. But when they actually meet up as people, it's like they're totally brothers. Nonetheless, most Indonesians I talked to have said Japan is probably their best friend, which is funny because Japan kind of really messed things up during World War II. Nonetheless, they've moved on, and today Japan makes up the largest export partner. Tourists flock in year-round, and the two have been building each other up for over half a century. In conclusion, Indonesia's people are very much like their islands, numerous with lush, colorful, strange diversity. Sometimes a cyclone, earthquake, or volcano of controversy erupts, but at the end of the day, they still flourish together as one. Stay tuned, Iran is coming up next.
Okay, a lot of info there. But as he mentioned at the end there, very varied. Got a few more videos. Well, one more. Just about the traditional foods you can find in
Dishes you can
Asia.
try. I'm sure you've heard of Indonesia, or maybe some of you think Bali is next to Indonesia and think it's a separate entity.
So I'm guessing
Whether it was the
nasi
richness
goreng
of
right
Indonesian culture that led
Satay.
us, or some of us, to think that way. There are various ways to explore Indonesia, and if you only have a limited time to visit, you can do so by sampling our rice. As you might be aware, food speaks for itself. So here I am to present to you the top 10, out of countless, Indonesian foods that you must try. Of course, you must visit the country after tasting the food. I proudly present to you, in no specific order, some of the best Indonesian dishes. 1. Indonesian satay. Satay is a kind of meat skewer that is cooked over coals. These tender skewers are usually eaten with rice cakes, ketupat, and peanut sauce poured over the
Yeah,
satay.
the peanut sauce
It is a
real
national dish
delicious.
invented by street vendors that has become one of Indonesia's most celebrated foods.
It's nice,
It's
sweet,
virtually
and savory.
everywhere, and it's really addictive. 2. Beef rendang. Padang, Sumatra, is where this dish originated. Padang cuisine is well known for its spicy
Tried making
and
this
flavorful
once
dishes.
and it did not
Beef
turn
rendang
out
is an absolute
like
must
this.
try. It's kind of like beef curry, except without the broth. We love this recipe because it takes a long time to prepare in order to get the tenderness from the beef. Try this
That's
Padang
probably why it
delicacy
didn't work
and
for
tell
me.
the world how delicious it is. 3. Nasi
There it
goreng.
is.
This dish, in my opinion, does not require any further explanation. The popularity of Indonesian fried rice has taken the world by storm. Everyone has had fried rice at some stage in their lives, and it is the most versatile dish available. You should combine it with vegetables, ham, meat, fish, or something else you can think of. The use of a sweet, thick soy sauce called kecap and garnished with akar,
Ketchup.
pickled cucumber and carrots distinguish Indonesian fried rice. Nasi goreng, fried rice, is widely regarded as Indonesia's national dish. 4. Nasi rawon. Nasi rawon is a beef stew dish from East Java.
That looks
Rawon
delicious.
has a nutty flavor and a dark, black color due to the use of keluak nuts. It has a lot of taste. This meal goes best with a cup of rice. Delicious and filling all at the same time. Check it out for yourself. 5. Sop buntut. The title is
Pork stew?
self-explanatory.
Oxtail.
It's a
okay.
soup with oxtail as the primary ingredient.
I've never had
While
oxtail.
it is widely assumed that oxtail soup was invented in London in the 17th century, this Indonesian variant of oxtail soup remains popular to this day. Many people like this safe and hearty broth. Oxtail is usually fried or barbecued and served with a soup base. Really tasty and delicious. 6. Siomai. As you may or may not be conscious, the majority of Indonesian street food contains some sort of peanut sauce. This dish, known as siomai, is Indonesia's version of dim sum. Steamed fish dumplings are used in this bowl.
Mm.
The section includes
Not a fan
steamed
of fish.
potatoes, cabbage, an egg, and peanut sauce. If you want to keep it all local, the perfect way to enjoy siomai is from a bicycle vendor who rides his bike with a big steamer on the back. 7. Indomie.
Indomie, yep.
This product is so sinful that we can't help but succumb to its allure. You get a fast and satisfying snack for about 25 cents per pack. It's our own Indonesian instant noodles. You'll have more than enough options for so many different flavors to pick from. I'm not aware of anybody who has sampled any single flavor available. There are so many flavors to pick from that you'd think they'd stop inventing them. Offer it a try and let us know if Indonesian Indomie is superior to others.
So, quick story.
Offer it a try.
This brand of Indomie noodles is very popular. I was working in a grocery store a while back, and we would get like pallets, just boxes and boxes, over 100, 200 boxes of these, and they would be gone in a weekend.
And let us know if Indonesian Indomie is
I
superior
haven't
to
tried
others.
it yet myself,
8.
although I've got a few
Nasi
packets in
uduk.
the cupboard there.
This herbal dish is also a national dish of Indonesia. The meal is based on rice cooked in coconut milk. It's very close to nasi lemak from our neighboring Malaysia. The distinction is that nasi uduk is usually eaten with fried chicken, tempeh, soybean cake, shredded.
Okay, so one of the things that we learned last stream with Duolingo was this word tempeh, and I
But it
thought
all
maybe it meant tempura, but it looks like it means soybean cake. So,
But fried
good to
onion,
know.
anchovies, and sambal at emping, melinjo nutcrackers. You cannot, in any circumstances, omit sambal from nasi uduk. This dish is popular with lunchtime diners.
And there's the sambal, and that's basically like a chili paste.
9. Sweet martabak. Sweet martabak from Indonesia is one of our favorite desserts. It's a pancake with an Indonesian twist. It's worth noting that martabak is only available in the evenings. You should mix cocoa, cheese, and peanut fillings. 10. Pempek. Last but not least, there's pempek. Pempek, also known as impek, is made from fish and tapioca. In South Sumatra, it is a Palembang specialty. Pempek is available in a range of shapes and sizes. The most famous is known as Kapal Salaam, submarine, and it has an egg in the middle. Pempek is dusted with shrimp powder and eaten with chuka, a dark dipping sauce consisting of vinegar, chili, and sugar.
Again, not a big fan of fish, so I might have to pass on that one. Alright, that was a couple of videos to get us a better understanding of what the country is like, and let's continue on with learning some new words.
Dia tidak setuju. Setuju.
Agree. So dia is he or she, tidak is no. So she does not agree.
Saya duduk.
So saya is I, and duduk is sit. So I sit.
Saya datang. Datang.
I come.
Aku datang. Aku datang.
Again, I come.
Kamu muncul dan makan. Kamu
So you
muncul.
appear and eat. You show up and eat. No.
Tidak.
She appears in the kitchen. So dia appears was muncul from dari dapur kitchen.
Saya setuju.
I
Setuju.
agree. So they is mereka, appear muncul. Koran is newspaper and kita is we.
Saya duduk di sini.
So I sit
Sini.
here. Sorry, it's maaf. I do not agree. That would be sorry. He does not agree, or she. And this one would be greetings. I agree.
Mereka datang dan pergi. Mereka.
Because they datang was
Datang.
come. They come and
Pergi.
go. Come and go. She does not agree. So dia tidak, which means no. That would be into the negative. I, so aku sit setuju di sini. No, duduk. Oh, setuju is to appear, right? So, mereka duduk dan pergi. They come and go. Mereka datang pergi. I say here. Aku duduk di sini. Okay. Made one mistake.
Makanan itu jatuh.
So, itu would be that. Makanan is food.
Jatuh.
Falls. That food falls.
Saya masuk.
I
Masuk.
come. I enter.
Masuk.
Yeah, I enter.
Saya jatuh. Saya jatuh.
I fall.
Masuk dan keluar. Masuk.
So enter and
Keluar.
exit.
Kembali. Kembali.
Come back. Kembali. Jeruk is orange, susu is milk. So those don't make any sense.
Mereka tidak jatuh.
So they do not or are not
Jatuh.
to fall. They are not falling. So it's a little bit different in terms of tenses. Doesn't seem like there's any kind of at least at this point there doesn't seem like there's any kind of difference in just how to differentiate tenses. Okay, they do not return. Mereka tidak kembali.
Kalian jatuh. Kalian jatuh.
Kalian is you
Kalian.
in a plural form, okay? So far, everything has been either the same word always meant as either singular or plural, so this is kind of a first.
Kalian.
So I go out. Saya rumah is house. This one would be I dari sini.
Saya keluar.
I
Keluar.
go out. Enter. So saya masuk. Yeah. Keluar is go out. Masuk is to go in. So Tini returns to school. Tini kembali ke sekolah.
Ya, terima kasih.
Yes, thank you. She comes out of the market.
Dia
Dia kembali keluar.
keluar
Dari
dari
pasar.
pasar.
Tini kembali
Kembali dari
dari sekolah.
sekolah.
Okay.
Andi tidur di hotel. Tidur.
So tidur is to sleep. Andy sleeps at the hotel. Sleeps in a hotel.
Maaf, saya lupa.
Sorry, I forgot.
Lupa.
Yeah. Lupa, forgot.
Kucing itu tahu?
That cat
Tahu.
knows. What does he know? What is this cat?
Saya tahu, saya lupa.
Saya
Tahu, saya lupa.
I know. I
Saya
forgot.
ingat kalian.
Saya
Ingat
remember
kalian.
you. Saya ingat kalian. Maaf, saya lupa.
Pisang itu tidur.
That banana sleeps?
Tidur.
That doesn't make any sense. I do not remember. Kamu tidak ingat? Kau ya mengingat? Tam tak mengingat. So hitam is a color. And I don't remember what cow is. I don't think
Mereka
I've
tidak
learned that.
tahu?
Mereka is they.
Tidak.
Tidak, do not. Tahu is
Tahu.
no. Okay. They do not know. Mereka tidak tahu. Mereka tidak ingat saya. So hitam again is black or white. Black, I think. No, I'm okay. This is just kind of my regular speaking voice. I don't have a very strong voice. Hello there, Raven. How are you? So, mereka tidak ingat saya.
Ya, kami tidur.
Yes.
Kami.
Kami is we. Tidur,
Tidur.
sleep. Yes, we sleep. I know, I forgot. Saya tahu, saya lupa. Lupa is forget. Tahu is know. So this saya tahu is I know. Kucing lupa would be the cat forgot. And aku keluar, aku lupa. So aku also means I. I can't remember what keluar is at the moment. Saya ingat kalian. So I do not sleep. Saya tidak, which means no, or like a negative verb. Tidur.
Tidur.
So I no sleep. I do not sleep. Andy.
Andi.
Tidur. Di
Di
hotel.
hotel.
Yeah. So D would be like in. Okay.
Mulai.
Next one. Mulai.
Mulai.
Begin. So start.
Tidak selesai.
Tidak
Selesai.
So not done, not finished. Tidak
Mereka tidak
selesai.
bisa membaca.
Mereka, they, not,
Tidak
bisa,
bisa
cannot. So, they cannot membaca,
membaca.
read. They cannot read.
Saya tidak tinggal di Jepang.
I
Tinggal.
do not live in Japan. Saya tidak tinggal di Jepang.
Dia tinggal di rumah.
Dia tinggal di
Di
rumah.
rumah.
So she stays at home. Not finished. Tidak selesai. So sama-sama is you're welcome, and permisi is excuse me.
Dia mulai makan.
So he
Mulai.
starts eating.
Makan.
Starts to eat. Okay, she cannot eat. Dia tak bisa kuat. Hitam is a black, I think. So that doesn't make sense. Ia is also. Oh no, wait, it would be this. Yeah, not that. So ia is also he, she. Tidak bisa is cannot, or not can, and then makan is to eat.
Mereka mulai makan.
Mereka, they
Mulai.
mulai start eating, start to eat. They finished eating. Mereka selesai makan. Mereka jatuh makan. I think it's this one. I don't remember learning selesai, so I think it's jatuh. No, it is selesai.
Kami tidak bisa masuk.
Kami, we, not, cannot enter.
Masuk.
Yeah, come in, enter, masuk. Kami tidak bisa masuk. Finished. Tidur? No, selesai. Okay, that one I'm gonna have to remember. So finished. Selesai. I live here. Aku tinggal di toilet. I live in the toilet, I think. Aku tinggal di sini. I live here. Or saya masuk di sini. start. Mulai? Yeah. They finished eating, so mereka selesai. Selesai is finished. There we go. Corrected those mistakes. What's the difference between we and us? So I think that is, we would be, let's see here, there should be words here. We is kita, and then us would be kami. Where is it? I believe that's correct. I'm still learning this. Do you know any kind of Bahasa Indonesia, Raven?
Saya setuju.
Saya setuju.
Dia muncul.
So
Dia.
he or she
Dia.
muncul
Muncul.
appears.
Mereka muncul. Mereka muncul.
They appear.
Dia tidak setuju.
She, this is
Tidak
not
setuju.
agree. So setuju is agree. So they do. She does not agree.
Saya duduk. Saya
Saya
duduk.
duduk. I sit. They sit. Mereka
Mereka
duduk.
duduk.
Okay, you're from Indonesia. Well, maybe you can teach me a little bit
Saya
or
duduk di sini.
tell me if my pronunciation is way off.
Saya duduk di sini.
Saya,
Saya
duduk,
duduk
di sini.
di sini.
So I sit over here or I sit here.
Maaf, saya tidak setuju.
So if you're from Indonesia, I guess the an explanation for the English version of we and us is so let's see here. So I think we tends to be used more in along with a verb. So when we're doing an action, we are doing this thing, whereas us, it is more of something is happening to that group. So the action is happening to us. So we are eating. So and then they tell us or something along those lines. Thank you. Maaf, saya tidak setuju. So, sorry, I do not
Setuju.
agree.
Mereka datang dan pergi.
Mereka datang
Mereka datang dan pergi. Dan
pergi.
pergi.
They come and go.
Saya
setuju.
setuju.
Aku datang.
Aku datang. So I come.
Datang.
You appear. So kamu
Muncul.
muncul dan
Dan
makan.
makan.
Aku setuju.
Setuju.
Datang.
Datang.
Kamu muncul dan makan.
Kamu is
Kamu.
you. Muncul, appear, and eat. So mereka Yeah, that's correct. Good job. Mereka datang. Dan pergi. Mereka dan pergi.
Kalian jatuh. Kalian jatuh. Kalian jatuh.
Kalian jatuh.
Dia masuk.
She
Masuk.
enters. Dia masuk.
Kembali. Kembali.
Come back.
Makanan itu jatuh.
Okay, makanan is
Makanan.
food. So that food, itu, jatuh, falls.
Jatuh.
Yeah.
Dia keluar dari toilet. Dia keluar dari toilet. Dari toilet.
Comes out of the toilet. Dia keluar dari toilet.
Saya masuk.
I
Masuk.
enter. Okay. Masuk, enter.
Saya jatuh. Saya jatuh.
I
Mereka
fall.
tidak kembali.
They do not return. Kembali.
Kembali.
Yeah.
Masuk dan keluar. Masuk dan keluar. Kalian
jatuh.
jatuh. Tini kembali dari sekolah.
Tini returns from school.
Kembali.
Yeah. Tini kembali dari sekolah.
Dia
Dia kembali.
kembali.
Masuk,
Masuk dan
dan
keluar.
Keluar. Yeah.
Mereka
tidak,
tidak
kembali. Yeah.
kembali.
So saya saya keluar. Or would this be aku? Yeah, there's some interesting sentences in Duolingo. The one that I put in the thumbnail, dari toilet ke toilet, is also one that showed up.
Maaf, saya lupa.
Maaf, saya lupa.
lupa.
Sorry, I forgot.
Saya tidak tidur.
That one would be something I would say a lot. I do not know or sleep.
Tidur.
Kucing itu tahu.
Kucing itu tahu.
tahu.
So that cat knows. Again, this one showed up as well a little earlier. What does this cat know?
Saya ingat kalian.
I
Ingat.
remember. Ingat kalian.
Kalian.
You. I remember you.
Saya tahu, saya lupa.
Saya
Tahu,
tahu, saya lupa. I know I forgot.
Mereka tidak tahu.
Mereka, they do not know. Mereka tidak tahu.
Mereka lupa. Mereka lupa.
They forgot.
Pisang.
Pisang itu
Itu.
tidur.
Tidur.
Another odd sentence.
Ya, kami tidur. Ya,
Ya, kami tidur.
tidur.
Saya
Saya tidak Tidak.
Tidur.
Kamu tidak ingat.
Kamu, you do not remember. Kamu tidak ingat. Kucing itu tahu.
Tahu.
Mereka tidak ingat saya.
They do not ingat.
Ingat.
Remember me, okay. They do not remember me. Mereka tidak ingat saya.
Maaf.
Maaf. Saya
Saya
lupa.
lupa.
Saya ingat. It's not kamu, it's kalian.
Mulai.
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 Go. Start. Mulai.
Mereka selesai makan. Mereka selesai. Mereka selesai makan.
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 Mereka selesai makan.
Dia mulai makan.
Dia. He
Mulai.
starts eating. To eat.
Tidak selesai. Tidak selesai.
Mereka tidak bisa membaca.
They do not or cannot, right? Because bisa is can, so cannot or membaca read. They cannot read.
Selesai. Selesai.
Finished.
Saya tinggal di sini.
So I
Tinggal.
live here. Saya tinggal di sini.
Mereka tidak tinggal di sana. Mereka tinggal. Mereka tidak tinggal di sana.
Tidak tinggal
Tidak tinggal. Mereka tidak tinggal di sana.
di sana.
Sana.
So I do not live, or they do not live here. There. Dia
Mulai makan.
Dia tidak bisa makan. Tidak. Dia tidak bisa makan.
Bisa makan.
makan.
So they cannot, or she cannot eat, or he cannot eat.
Mereka mulai makan.
Mereka mulai makan. They start to eat. Mereka selesai makan.
Makan. Saya tidak
hidup tinggal. Okay.
tinggal di Jepang.
Saya tidak tinggal di Jepang. Jepang. Saya tidak bisa. Saya tidak bisa. Saya tinggal itu di situ. Di situ. Okay. All right. Now let's learn a couple of new words. Bola.
Bola. Umurku 10 tahun.
Umurku, my age. I am 10 years old. Umurku 10 tahun. Last time they would have put umur saya 10 tahun.
Ini milik saya.
Ini, so this milik
Milik
is mine.
saya.
This is mine. Ini milik saya.
Gaun ini milik Sri.
Hello? Mini-me? How are you? Gown ini, so this dress belongs, so it's Sri.
Sri.
Belongs to Sri.
Ini suratku.
Ini suratku.
Suratku.
So
Suratku.
my letter. This is my letter. Ini suratku.
Ini milikku.
Ini
milikku.
This is mine.
Bola Dimas putih.
Bola Dimas putih. So Dima's ball is white. Yeah, bola Dimas putih.
Dia suka bola saya.
He likes his ball or my ball. Dia suka bola saya.
Bola saya merah.
My ball is red.
Buku ini milik saya.
This book is mine. Oh. Buku ini milik saya.
Bola ini punya saya.
This ball is mine. Bola ini punya saya. Anjing.
Anjing.
Kucing anjing. Okay.
Saya suka suratmu.
So I like. So saya suka
Suratmu.
suratmu. Your letter. Okay. So surat is letter. I know that from before. So adding mu would indicate yours at the end of an item. So suratmu would be yours. But if it was mine, suratku. Saya suka suratmu. Saya suka suratmu.
Umurmu
Maybe.
10 tahun. Umurmu.
Umurmu, your age. So you are 10 years old.
Ini bukumu.
Ini bukumu. This is. So buku is book. Mu,
Bukumu.
your. Okay. Says your book. Ini bukumu.
Kucingmu 20.
So your
Kucingmu.
cat.
Kucingmu 20. 20.
Your cat is 20. You have 20 cats. Okay. Yeah.
Anjing kamu
It was a
suka
little
kucing.
bit odd.
Anjing.
So dog, kamu is yours. So your dog likes cats. Anjing kamu suka kucing.
Anjing kamu hitam.
So your dog is black. Anjing kamu hitam.
Pensil dia 10. Pensil.
Okay. So pencil, a pencil,
Pensil. Pensil dia 10.
pencil is pencil. Dia would be he or she. So she has 10 pencils. 10.
Bukunya 10.
Bukunya. So bukunya.
Bukunya.
She has 10 books. Bukunya. So adding ya at the end would mean he or she.
Itu pensil dia. Itu
Pencil.
pensil
Dia.
dia.
Is this pencil yours? No, that is his pencil. Okay. Dia, right.
Saya makan nasi dengan ayam goreng.
I eat nasi rice with fried chicken. Where is it? Rice with fried chicken. Saya makan nasi dengan ayam goreng. So this is his pencil. Itu pencil dia. This one would be itu pencil punya kamu. This pencil belongs to you. Or you have. This pencil is yours. And I don't know what adala means, but that's you and pencil-nya.
Pensil dia hitam dan merah.
His pencils are black and red. This is her book. Ini bukannya? It's the only one that has book in it. So buku itu
miliknya
is hers. Pensilnya hitam dan merah. Okay. Let's just go through one
Ini
more.
milikku.
Ini
Ini
milikku.
milikku.
This is mine.
bola saya merah.
My ball is red.
Dia suka bola saya. Suka bola.
He likes my ball. What? Dia suka bola. Oh,
Ini milik saya.
forgot to switch those around. So ini milik.
Milik.
This is mine. Ini milik saya.
Umurku 10 tahun.
10
tahun.
Gaun ini milik Sri.
This dress belongs to Sri.
Sri makan nasi gorengku. Makan. Sri makan nasi gorengku. Gorengku.
So Sri eats your fried rice? My fried rice.
Buku ini milik saya.
This book is mine. Buku ini milik saya.
Ini
Ini milikku.
milikku. Bola Dimas putih.
Dima's ball is white.
Saya.
Saya 10 tahun. I would have put saya ku. Berusia. Sri makan nasi gorengku. Dimas or bola Dimas putih.
Putih.
So,
Gaun ini milik Sri.
Bola ini milik saya.
Dia suka bola saya. Dia
bola suka saya. Again, what? Dia suka
bola saya.
suka
Suka
bola
bola saya.
There we go. Keep making the same mistake on that one.
Anjing kamu suka kucing. Anjing
Kamu,
suka
your dog likes
kucing.
cats.
Saya suka suratmu.
I like your letter. Suratmu.
Itu anjing kamu.
Itu
anjing.
anjing
Itu anjing kamu.
kamu. So this dog is yours? That is your dog, okay. Anjingmu suka kucing.
Itu kucingmu. Itu kucingmu.
That is your cat? Yeah, that is your cat. So ending an item with mu means it's yours.
Umurmu 10 tahun?
Umurmu. So
Umurmu.
you are 10 years old. Years old.
Kucingmu 20. 20.
You have 20 cats. So mu would be yours, but indicating possessive.
Siapa nama kucingmu?
What is the name of your cat? Or cat's name? Siapa nama kucingmu?
Kucingmu.
Anjing kamu hitam.
Kamu
Kamu hitam.
Your dog is black. Yeah.
Ini bukumu.
This is your book. Anjing kamu hitam.
Hitam.
You are 10 years old. Umur
Kamu
10 tahun. And why was that one umur kamu, whereas in the other sentence it was umurmu? Kucing ini
Kucing ini
milikmu.
milikmu.
Itu anjing kamu.
Kamu.
Milik kamu?
Milik kamu.
Oh, just kamu. Okay. Or they're both correct. Okay. Interesting. So, itu kucing kamu. Oh. So that itu kucingmu. Di kucingmu. So it just combines kamu and kucing. Okay. Okay, so adding the mu to the end of an item, and you just kind of take out the ka. So maybe it's a shortened version of like, yeah, kamu.
Ini bukunya. Ini bukunya.
Is this book yours? This is her book. Pensilnya hitam dan merah.
Pensil dia 10. Dia 10.
Bukunya 10.
She has 10 books. Bukunya 10.
Itu pensil dia.
Itu pensil dia. This pencil is hers. That is his pencil.
Pensil dia hitam dan merah.
Pencil, so his pencil are black and red. Ini. This. Bukunya.
Buku itu miliknya.
So, buku, book, this book, miliknya. is hers. Katsunya.
Miliknya.
That book. Itu, right. This would be ini.
Itu.
Itu
Pensil.
pensilnya. Well, that's what you gave me. Can't really change that. Duolingo. Okay, buku,
Buku
itu miliknya.
miliknya.
Buku itu miliknya.
They're basically the same. Yeah, it's kind of what it seems, but is there kind of like a different context where you would use one of or the other, or can you use either of them interchangeably? Thanks for your help. Buku itu, this book, is hers. Miliknya. What? That book. I did it again. Jeez.
Buku itu miliknya.
That book is hers. Just gotta pay a bit more attention to that. Okay, let's try moving on. Learning some more words. Shoes. Sepatu.
Sepatu.
Bag. Tas.
Tas.
Saya punya sepatu merah.
So I punya have sepatu shoes, red shoes. Merah. And it's interesting that you always put the adjective or description of the item after the item in the sentence. Is what I've noticed from these going through Duolingo clothes. Pakaian.
Pakaian.
Celana.
Celana.
Sepatu saya hitam.
So my shoes are black.
Tini membeli pakaian.
Membeli. Buying.
Membeli. Pakaian.
So Tini is buying clothes.
Kantong celana. Kantong.
Pockets. Kantong.
Celana.
Pants pocket. Kantong celana.
Dompet saya hitam.
Dompet.
Dompet.
Purse. So my purse or my wallet is black. Dompet saya hitam.
Dompet kamu merah. Dompet. Dompet kamu merah. Kamu. Merah.
So your bag or your wallet is red. Okay.
Mereka membeli ini.
Mereka they membeli I this. Mereka membeli ini.
Kantong saya besar.
So saya is mine. Kantong. Pocket is big. Besar.
Saya membeli ini.
I am buying this. Saya membeli ini. They do not like my bag and wallet. So mereka tidak suka. Bag is tas. Dan dompet saya. Okay. Clothes. Pakaian. Saya. Dan tas. Or pakaian dan tas saya. Hitam. Okay. Mantel.
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 Kemeja.
Kemeja.
Kemeja mereka besar.
So their shirt are big. Kemeja mereka besar. Rok.
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 So this is another thing I've noticed, that whenever there's a K at the end, you kind of make it softer or kind of drop the K at the end. Rok. Not rok. You don't like emphasize the K or put the stress on the K. You kind of drop
Andi
it
suka
or
jaket.
make it a bit softer. Andy suka jacket. Andy likes
Jaket.
jacket. Okay.
Jaket ini besar. Jaket ini
besar.
besar.
This jacket is big.
Sabuk itu.
Sabuk.
Sabuk.
Belt. That belt. Sabuk itu.
Kami membawa sup.
Kami, we, membawa.
Membawa.
Bring. Soup. Kami membawa soup.
Saya punya payung.
I have payung.
Payung.
Umbrella. An umbrella. Oh. Saya punya payung.
Saya punya sabuk hitam.
I have
Sabuk.
a black belt. In karate, saya punya sabuk hitam.
Payung ini besar.
Payung ini besar. So this umbrella
Payung.
is big. Payung ini besar. Don't think there's a huge difference. Umur kamu is likely used when you're asking. Okay. Thank you.
Kamu punya payung hitam.
Kamu punya payung hitam. So you have a black umbrella. Kamu punya payung hitam.
Mereka membawa mantel.
Mereka, they, membawa,
Membawa
bring
mantel.
a coat. They bring coat. Andy does not have a skirt. Andy,
Andy
tidak punya
Punya
rok.
rok.
Ini
Ini
punya
punya
rok
rok
hitam.
hitam.
Okay. Topi,
Topi.
topi.
Syal saya.
Sial,
Syal.
scarf, my scarf.
Sarung tangan saya. Sarung
Gloves,
tangan
sarung tangan.
saya.
My gloves, sarung tangan. Sarung tangan saya.
Dasi dan topi.
Dasi,
Dasi.
tie and hat.
Kaos kaki dan sepatu.
Kaos kaki dan sepatu.
Kaos.
So socks.
Kaki.
Okay, kaos
Kaos.
kaki. And
Sepatu.
shoes. Kaos kaki dan sepatu. Sepatu.
Saya tidak memakai sepatu.
I do not.
Memakai.
I am not wearing shoes. Saya tidak memakai
Memakai.
sepatu.
Sepatu.
Saya tidak memakai sepatu. It's like nama dia, it's the same with namanya. Okay. So yeah, it's just kind of shortening it up just to shorten it up, I guess.
Dia membeli kaos merah dan celana hitam.
So he
Membeli.
buys
Kaos.
t-shirt. Buys a t-shirt, a red t-shirt. And
Celana.
black pants. Dia membeli kaos merah dan celana hitam.
Saya memakai kaos hitam. Saya memakai kaos hitam. Kaos hitam.
I wear a black t-shirt.
Syal itu.
So scarf, that scarf.
Topi dia.
Her hat. Topi dia. Okay.
Jaket dan sarung tangan.
Jacket and gloves. Jaket dan sarung tangan.
Jaket dan sarung tangan.
Jaket dan sarung tangan.
Kaus kaki hitam.
So, socks. Black socks. Oh,
Kami punya sarung tangan putih.
we have, punya, sarung tangan putih. White gloves. Kamu punya dasi dan dompet. Kamu punya dasi dan dompet.
Dasi dan topi.
Dasi dan topi. Okay. See here. Let's try going through one of these.
Tapi.
What? Tapi.
Di sini atau di sana?
Here. Atau. Or. There.
Sana.
Di sini atau.
Atau.
Di sana. Di sini atau di sana.
Mereka pergi dari sini, tapi mereka tidak ke sekolah.
Oh.
Mereka pergi dari sini, tapi mereka tidak ke sekolah. Mereka pergi dari sini, tapi mereka tidak ke sekolah. Mereka pergi dari sini, tapi mereka tidak ke sekolah. Mereka pergi dari sini, tapi mereka tidak ke sekolah.
Mereka
tidak sekolah.
Ya, sekolah.
Ke sekolah. Mereka pergi dari sini, tapi mereka tidak ke sekolah.
Yeah, okay. Mereka pergi dari sini, tapi mereka tidak ke sekolah. So, they go over there. They left from here, but they did not go to school. Okay. Pergi. So they left. They left from here. Tapi, right? But we just learned that they did not go to school.
Saya punya apel yang saya tidak suka.
I have an apple
Yang
that I do not like. Saya punya apel yang saya tidak suka. Ya atau tidak? Because maaf is sorry. Terima kasih is thank you. So yeah. Ya atau tidak?
ya atau tidak?
Ya atau tidak? Which one was the impressive part? Sorry, Raven. Thank you for the compliment. Yeah, so yes. Atau. Yes or no. Okay, we just learned that. But, tapi,
Saya suka apel tapi dia suka jeruk.
I like apples, but she likes oranges. Saya suka apel tapi dia suka jeruk. I have an apple that I do not like. Saya punya apel yang saya tidak suka. Saya punya satu itu yang tak saya suka. What's this one? It's the only one that says apple in it. Or this one doesn't say apple in it. So
Saya atau dia?
me or her? Saya atau dia? I like apples, but she likes oranges. Saya suka apel, tapi dia suka jeruk. Yeah, I think I had to hear it a couple of times, but saya atau dia. Saya atau dia. Dia minum jus, but you do not drink. Kamu tidak minum. Dia makan jus, so I eat juice, this juice, which you do not eat. Apple drinks her juice, which they something drink? I don't know. That one's a bit fuzzy on that one. They are reading a book that I like. Mereka membaca buku yang saya suka. Mereka membaca buku yang saya suka. Here or there. Di sini atau di sana. Okay.
Jadi.
So, jadi
Karena mereka membaca buku itu. Karena
mereka. So because they read this book, that book. Karena mereka membaca buku itu.
Namun saya tidak tahu.
Namun. However, I do not know.
Mereka pergi dari sini, namun mereka tidak ke sekolah. Mereka pergi dari sini, namun mereka tidak ke sekolah. Mereka pergi dari sini, namun mereka tidak ke sekolah.
Mereka tidak ke sekolah.
Mereka pergi dari sini, namun mereka tidak ke sekolah.
Okay, so they leave from here, but they did not go to school. They left from here, but they did not go to school. Okay.
Saya minum air ketika saya makan.
I drink water. Ketika. While. When I eat. Saya minum air ketika saya makan. He does not like oranges, so he eats apples. So, dia tidak jeruk, suka jeruk, yeah. Jadi, so, dia makan apel. Yeah, that's kind of what I've noticed. There's a lot of, it seems like right here, apples or apple or jeruk, it either means, it can be both singular or plural. So it can mean a single apple or multiple apples. It just kind of depends on the context of the rest of the sentence, it seems. So, yeah, that's a very interesting thing. Just going from English to Bahasa Indonesia is just finding the grammar structure of it is very different.
Kucing itu tidur ketika kami datang.
That cat tidur is sleeping. Was sleeping. Ketika when kami datang, we arrived. Kucing itu tidur ketika kami datang. Kucing itu tidur ketika kami datang. I ate when he left. Saya makan ketika dia pergi. Saya makan ketika minum berangkat. Aku suka saat dia pergi. That's like, I don't know what saat means. He left. And then this one's, I ate when something, I can't remember what berangkat is. Minum is drinks.
Dia makan apel karena dia tidak suka jeruk.
So she eats an apple
Karena
because she does not like oranges. Dia makan apel karena dia tidak suka jeruk.
Karena
However, I do not know. Namun saya tidak tahu.
Mereka jadi makan ayam.
So mereka, they, jadi, so they ate chicken. Mereka tidak suka kacang, jadi mereka tidak makan. When, saat, okay. Ketika, okay. So saat, ketika both mean when, but it'll depend on the context of the rest of the sentence of which one you're using, I'm guessing. I drink water when I eat. Saya minum air ketika saya makan. So, saya strong was kuat. Yeah. Namun is because. No, karena. Saya minum susu. So I am strong because I drink milk. Okay. Saya ingat. No, kembali. Karena saya ingat. That one's one's gonna be hard ones to pronounce. Kamu?
Kamu.
Enggak? Enggak? Okay. What time is it? We could still go for a little bit longer. Let's try plurals.
Dia menulis surat-surat ini.
So she writes. Surat is letter. Letters. These letters. Okay. Surat-surat ini.
Surat.
So she writes letters. Letters this. Or this letter.
Kucing-kucing Andi suka susu.
Okay, so if you want to pluralize something, you just double up on the item. So Andy likes. So Andy's cats like milk. Kucing-kucing Andy suka susu.
Jeruk-jeruk saya ada di dapur.
So oranges, saya, I.
Dapur. Ada.
My oranges are in the kitchen. Jeruk-jeruk saya ada di dapur.
Jeruk-jeruk saya besar. Jeruk
Saya
besar.
besar. My oranges are big.
Koran-koran ini dari Jakarta.
Newspapers. These newspapers are from Jakarta. Koran-koran ini dari Jakarta.
Apel-apel itu merah.
So those apples are red. Apel-apel itu merah.
Dia tidak suka gaun-gaun putih.
She does not like white dresses.
Kami punya buku-buku ini.
We have these books. Kucing-kucing Andi suka susu. And then the sentence, Teeny. Let's see. Teeny has cats that like milk. Okay, I have red dresses. Saya mempunyai hotel-hotel merah. No, that's not right. Aku punya gaun-gaun merah. That's right. Aku punya hotel-hotel merah. So I have red hotels. Those apples are in the kitchen. Apel-apel. Itu ada di dapur. Kamu apel-apel. So your oranges are in the kitchen. Apples are in the kitchen. They read these newspapers. So mereka is the only one that's they. Ia would be his or hers. Membaca koran ini. So he reads this newspaper. All right, thank you for dropping by and helping out. I'm probably going to be doing this a little bit more, same time, same place for the next couple of weeks. And yeah, thank you for stopping by and helping me out. Thank you. We read newspapers and books. Kita bahkan surat-surat dan buku-buku. Kita membaca surat-surat kabar dan kucing-kucing. That's not right. That's the only one. So jeruk-jeruk. Jerukku besar.
Besar.
Surat ini. Surat-surat dan buku-buku
buku
saya ini. Ini punya saya. Okay. So, surat dan buku-buku ini punya saya. So these letters and books have or are mine. Okay.
Kucing-kucing dan anjing-anjing.
Cats and dogs. Kucing-kucing dan anjing-anjing.
Kue-kue saya enak.
Cakes. Mine. My cakes are sweet or delicious.
Gedung-gedung ini milik saya.
Gedung-gedung ini. So these buildings are mine. Milik saya. Gedung-gedung ini milik saya.
Saya suka hotel-hotel besar.
I like hotels. Big hotels.
Hotel-hotel ini besar.
Hotel ini besar. Hotels are big. These hotels are big.
Kucing saya suka bola-bola ini.
My cat likes balls. These balls.
Toko-toko saya ada di pasar.
Toko store. So my stores are
pasar.
Markets.
Ada.
Are at the market. Okay.
Rumah-rumah itu tidak ada di sini.
Ruma's house. Those houses are not here.
Mereka masuk ke sekolah-sekolah itu.
Masuk. They enter those schools. Mereka masuk ke sekolah-sekolah itu. Kucing-kucing dan anjing-anjing. Bola-bola ini merah dan putih. Kue-kue saya enak. Merecha would be sweet, right? And that's cake. My cake is tea. Those schools are here. Sekolah-sekolah itu ada di sini. He does not like those buildings. Dia tidak suka gedung-gedung itu. I go to those stores. Saya pergi toko-toko itu.
Toko-toko saya ada di pasar.
My stores are at the market. Okay. I think that'll be it for now.